Afternoon guys, welcome to Up the Reds, my matchday review of last night's 2-2 draw with Bristol City for Barnsley. Originally I said I weren't going to post a video because I've been working last night and didn't see the game, but when I got in from work I watched it, so I can give a decent account of what happened. And I can say it wasn't too bad. Start with the team news. We had Brad Collins in goal, Apo Ham came back in instead of Anderson. Sibic and Bambo at the back, then Brown left back, Cavari right back, Mowat and Dougal, with Chaplin dropped a little deeper this time, and Woodrow and Wilkes up front. Well, Wilkes kind of coming from the right sort of thing. To be honest, played very well. I thought statistically, if you look at the game stats, we were excellent. More possession, more shots off target, more tackles won. The downfall again was the mistakes, and it feels like it is Groundhog Day. It really is Groundhog Day. You know, we played very well. We had some good chances. Chaplin at the post with a little curler and keeper saved onto the post. And, you know, we created a lot. I thought, you know, even though Wilkes' performance wasn't great, he had a couple of chances. We cut him from the right, had a good shot, a good save. And then we just fell asleep. We give away a free kick, and what Cavari's doing for that, it's the most lazy defending. And I'm a big Cavari supporter, and I think going forward he gives us an awful lot. But what was he doing? He even looked at the goal scorer Williams many times, checking him, and then just let him have a free run and a free header. You can't let a player like that. He's an former international captain. He's obviously a threat. 6'2", 16 stone. He's gonna if you give him a run, he's gonna make the header, and he's just completely let him go. He's ridiculous as well. Just before half time, it's just not professional at all. So we went in at half time, a goal down. Didn't deserve to be, really. I thought Bristol were quite poor, to be fair. I touted Jeddy as being a threat. He didn't even play. He must have been injured. And you know, they went with Wyman, who got the second. Again, a set piece, free header. He's made a good movement towards the front post, a movement that you wouldn't expect a guy to make. Kind of come away from the front to get a flick, but again Dougal's left him, and he's looking at Bambo and he's thinking, who's supposed to be having him? Whose fault is that? You know, is that Murray's fault for not telling him to pick up the right man? Is it a zonal thing? It didn't seem man to man. I can't stand zonal marking because it just leaves you too open, and there was no guy on the post either for the flick that went in the far corner. So fundamental errors again in defence. It's such a shame. I've put this on social. It's such a shame because in minute to minute games we are competing very well. I think we're competing very well. I think, you know, there's been a few bad performances that you're going to get in the Championship when you're a team like us. Preston was a complete farce. Sheffield Wednesday away, we never showed up. But in other games, there's times where we've been the best side, and only due to the unforced error, we've lost points. And that's an experience. It's an experience thing, but it's also a concentration thing. You know, it's going to cost us dear. You know, we've got to win. We've got to start winning games. I say it every. I'm saying the same things every week, but at least we're not losing. And, you know, the lads will come off the field thinking that that's a win. So anyway, we got his foot all back in the game. A fantastic header from Apo Ham, who, you know, he's a threat from set pieces. He's a big lad, and he's got good timing as well. His runs are good. One to the near post, and great downward header. Keeper absolutely no chance. We are better with Harmer in the team. If it had been me, I would have played Anderson instead of Sibic, because I think Anderson's got more pedigree. Sibic's I don't want to pull him down. I don't want to pull him down because I think he's a big part of our future. But sometimes I just think he needs to be taken out of the firing line a little bit. And I would have played Anderson last night purely because he's not played too many games recently, so he's a bit fresher. And it might just be a bit good to get dropped. Does he feel undroppable right now? I don't know. Maybe he does. Every man, Stendhal and Murray, always pick him. They've always picked him. He's always been first choice in the back. So or in CDM. So he's always on that team sheet. Maybe it'd do him good just to drop out for one, and then might motivate him again to get his concentration levels high. I thought it was okay yesterday, but like I said, for me, I would have picked Anderson just to see how the Anderson, Harmy, Bambo trio would work. But anyway, we got back in the game, great header, and you can't fault the effort. The effort to get back in that game was excellent. It really was. I mean, that's a tough side who could have gone second place with a win. And, they don't lose many and they don't concede many. And I think it's testament to the character of the lads and the fact that they're keeping going to get that result. Fully deserved it. Fully deserved it. And if you look at the stats, we probably should have won. So it was a nice little move between Samoas and a little 1-2, and he got to the line, cut it back. Schmidt got something on it, and it fell very nicely to Woodrow, and he just dropped it in the corner, and that's great. Woodrow again, Johnny on the spot, very much like the Derby game, same feel, and it gives us something to build on for the massive game next week against Stoke. Massive game. Just breaking news on Stoke, by the way. They're replacing Nathan Jones with former Barnsley midfield player Alex Neil from Preston. Bit of a funny step for Neil. They must be giving him a lot more money because Preston, they destroyed us, and I would say they're in a much better shape. Well, they are in much better shape than Stoke. So that's breaking news from Sky Sports about 10 minutes ago while I was in the car. That they have got Alex Neil. Against Barnsley is not his first game. They play West Brom first, so hopefully West Brom can give him a good smashing and soften him up a little bit more. But they're going to come probably expecting to have a bounce when they play us. So, but if we play like we did yesterday, and again we cut out the errors, we can beat them, no problem. We can beat a lot of teams, no problem. I've stated today, I think if with no unforced errors, which is obviously impossible, but if we not given so many goals away from needless things, we could have been mid-table easy as hope. And I don't think we're far away from being a good side. And this is the most frustrating thing. We're going week in, week out. We haven't seen this team win since August, and the performances warrant more wins than this. They do. Fair enough, we should have been smashed a few times with naive defending, but our performances definitely deserve more than 9 points at this point. You know what I mean? We should have at least... I put we should have had 15 more points, but I think we should have had at least 20 points by now based on performances. So I'm not too down about it. From this point, you start to prepare yourself for worse scenarios, even at this point, because we're not getting the breaks when we're playing well. But I'm happy knowing we've got 11 players out there putting a shift in and trying the best. I mean, like there's players getting dropped and coming back in, and their heads aren't dropping. Like Luke Thomas was absolutely unbelievable yesterday when he came on. He never stopped. First time he came in, boom, crunching tackle, straight on, went straight at him, had some shots blocked. Was busy. Better than Wilkes. Wilkes needs to get out of this team right now. And it's not that I don't like him. I think he's got a lot of potential for the future. But he needs a reality check to get in to 23s and bang goals in week by week. Because we've got players in those positions playing better than what he is. And I was surprised that he started yesterday. I would have gone Schmidt up front and gone with the proper two. And even put Chaplin deeper. Or I would have played Samoas basically on form, because Samoas is creating a lot. or I would have started Thomas. You know, he scored it under 23s, as did Schmidt. Wilkes didn't do a lot in that game from what I've read, and yet he gets the start. So I'm a bit disappointed with Murray on that one. I think Wilkes should only be a sub at best. At minute, he needs to be in the 23s. There's players at 23s playing better than him now. Chris Sang's one of them. Great target man, loads of energy, tries his bollocks off. Wilkes does not. Okay, he shouldn't be in that side. He needs to get goals in 23s and come back, in my opinion. But I'm much more happy today again. So up and down, no win, but happier. We've got a decent spine, I think, now. Collins, I think, is decent. He could do nothing with the goals, let's be honest. I think Harmer's good. I think Bambo's good. I think Dougal's good. I think Mowatt's good. And I think Woodrow's good. And that's a spine to work around for the next game, especially next week, because it's massive. But we also play Middlesbrough soon. And I think if you look at the fixtures, it's games we can pick up points from. So the spine is important, and how we build around that. And we just need to cut the mistakes. I can't say it any more times. I'm getting sick of saying it, but we need to cut the mistakes. So we'll move on to the next game. We'll see what happens with the manager situation. Murray, for me, I like him, and I would give him more time. There's still to be honest, the betting list hasn't changed very much this week. Murray's still 11-10 or something. Stendhal's still hanging about there again, so I don't know if that's a thing, or I don't know what that is. I keep searching social media and asking for comments on that, but nobody knows anything. So why his name's out there, we're not quite sure. It seems to have gone quiet on the Iranian guy from Gothenburg. So there doesn't seem to be any urgency on getting a manager in. So we'll see what happens. Although if Nathan Jones has become available now from Stoke, would he be in the frame? He did very well with Luton, and I think he's inherited a squad of declining players. So would he be somebody we'd look at? But we'll see what happens in the next few days. Anything breaks, I'll pop it on here. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be a match preview of Stoke at home. Criticals, 6 point, I don't cut it. That we have to win. No bones about it. We've got to win next week. So match preview Thursday time. So I'll see you then, and up the Reds. Much better. Come on, lads.